Winnie the Pooh is the third best-selling Disney franchise. It was first created by A. Milne as a bedtime story for his son Christopher Robin. It was then later adapted by Walt Disney into countless animated films. Disney started the film series with the first release in 1966. After the first film release, more and more Winnie the Pooh movies came out. Planning for the ride began in the late 1970s. The ride was being aimed at Disneyland, but the Imagineers got busy due to the creation of Toontown, so the planning halted for some time. 7 years later, after a rise of popularity, the plans were finally approved, but instead of the ride going to Disneyland, it went to Disney World. Based off of the 1977 film, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the ride officially opened in 1999 on June 4th. Replacing Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, it was a hit. During the Fantasyland expansion, Winnie the Pooh was given an interactive queue. As soon as you approach the ride, you are immediately immersed into the world of Winnie the Pooh. When you get on the ride, you sit down in a honey pot, which has been engineered to move in a certain way at different points of the ride. Throughout the ride, sound effects appear, whether it's rain or wind. Also, the ride plays out a story with large replicas of scenes during the story. One example of movement is when you start to bounce along with Tigger, or when you start to float through a flood.
Alright, what was your favorite part about the ride?
My favorite part about the Winnie the Pooh ride would have to be the rain part, where the rain comes down and they're all kind of flooded.
Yeah. What did you think about the motion sensors? Or simulators?
I thought that they were really vital to the ride itself. Like with the bouncing computer, you feel like you're actually bouncing with it.
Yeah.
Or the rain scene, which was my favorite. You feel like you're actually kind of in the river.
Yeah. How do you think the sounds played a part into the full ride?
I think the sounds, like the music, really played into the emotion that each part was trying to portray.
Okay.
And the narration really helps you grasp the story itself.
Okay. What did you feel with the motion simulators? Like, how do you feel about them?
I thought they really they were important to the ride. I felt if it wasn't for that, it would kind of be still too much of just a story.
Yeah.
But basically what they did is with like when it's raining and like everything's flooded, you're bobbing around like you're just kind of floating along. I thought that really added to the ride and kind of helped drew me in.
Okay. What about like the visuals? How did that draw you in, or what did you feel about them?
And like I thought them actually kind of moving like really made it cool. Like Tigger bouncing up around, like Pooh again floating beside us. Like he wasn't just there; he was going along with us as we passed through.
The Imagineers drew us into the world of Winnie the Pooh. They immersed us into the ride with closing in the space and only illuminating the key components of the story. They used sound, movement, and visuals to make you feel like the story is playing out right in front of you.